Aura. The presence a character communicates the moment it appears on screen. More often than not, this character conveys a certain feeling or stimuli to the viewer that helps them engage in the story more, whether it's a rush of excitement or a spark of fear. It has proven numerous times in fiction that the more aura a character has, the more popular they become, regardless of how well written or centered in the story the said character is. Most of the time, aura characters precede other characters who are more integral to the story, such as protagonists in terms of popularity. But why is that? What makes aura such a fascinating tool to make a character stand out? And is it even something that can be planned in advance? Or is it being accidental what makes it impactful in the first place? If protagonist characters are relatable and antagonist characters are feared, then aura characters are idealized. They bring a sense of otherness that is more desirable than repulsive, because their uniqueness allows them to overstep the rules and limits set by the narrative, unlike the rest of the characters who have to be restrained by them. Truly, they are the ultimate self-indulgent fantasy. Charisma, confidence, style, and power, give or take, these are the main integral ingredients to create aura, so it's safe to assume that when we test a character and it excels in those four main categories, this would mean it's an official aura character. That's right, we are academizing aura in this video. And who better to test it on than the most popular character of Hazbin Hotel, Alastor, the radio demon. If you have been up to date with the series Hazbin Hotel, then surely you would have heard about all the controversies regarding this deer, how, once upon a time, he was one of the most beloved characters, regarded with love and respect. No one dared to use a single demeaning word towards him. The Tumblr sexy man, the Sigma, the Alpha, the Chad, and whatever cringy pop culture titles are floating around. But all that has changed once the show has officially premiered in the streaming platform Prime. And oh boy, was it a change! Seriously, this video will be several hours long if I talk about every single issue and drama about his character, from shipping discourse all the way to harmful representations. Believe me, all you need to do is squint enough and you'll find something to complain about. But forget about all that. The only thing you need to focus on right now is Alastor's aura. It has formed a huge part of his character during the pilot era, causing his popularity to skyrocket across all charts. He was charming, yet wacky and chaotic at the same time. Despite being stronger than anyone else, Alastor never let that get into his head. He understood how to play people around him and gain their trust by tearing down their defenses through light-hearted jokes and songs. Also, displays an immense level of charisma that lures his victim into a false sense of safety. And you know what's the best part? Discipline and principle to it. He's insane but also acts in such a factoring into him being a terrifying and predictable mess. Will he invite you to drink tea with him while gossiping, or will he shove you in the oven and feed your cooked sliced body to your mom on her birthday? You may never know. So that was Pilot Alastor. But what about the official version we got? Surely there won't be that much difference between them, right?
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so.
There was a whole culture of calling Alastor a fraud.
Oh, I guess not. What happened? Am I witnessing the same character? Because he feels so different from his original counterpart. He's more like an obsessed fan who stalked the real Alastor to learn to. I fucking hate this dog. I fucking hate him so much. Am I witnessing the same character? Because he feels so different from his original counterpart. He's more like an obsessed fan who stalked the real Alastor to learn how to imitate him. He even bought the same fuck-ass wig. The drastic changes Alastor has gone through have made him feel almost like a caricature of his former self. And understandably, the fans' perception of him has shifted as well. Don't get me wrong, he's still very popular. But generally speaking, the fandom kinda stopped respecting him both as a character and as a person. The acceptance is that he's pathetic now. And there are two ways to go about this. One, You either love him for it, or 2, you either hate him for it. No in between, trust me. Not gonna lie, it's kinda disappointing to see one of my favorite characters in indie animation fall from grace like this. And I know there is more to Alastor than just aura, but come on, people. It's what made us love him in the first place. Alastor is aura. And for this little shit to barge in and claim that he's the Alastor we actually love. And for what? For sharing the same name? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Prove yourself. Prove that you deserve the aura title. And only then I will approve of you. Right here. Right now! In this video, we are going to put Alastor to the test. He'll go through each one of those categories and be marked on how well he applies to them. By the end, we will combine these individual marks into one final score, and depending on it, Alastor's fate shall be decided. And since the theme of this video is leaning into the academic side, I decided to upgrade my wardrobe. Hello, lovely students. My name is Aster, and I will be your teacher today. Get out your books and flip to page 23, section 1. Starting easy, are we now? Obviously, Alastor is one of the strongest psych as I would ever fall for this propaganda. Maybe during season 1, but season 2 showed us how much of a fraud Alastor is. Power isn't necessarily the be-all end-all to aura. A character doesn't have to be born powerful to be intimidating. Sometimes having the character work hard to become stronger or obtain the power through some kind of incident, turning them from regular to extraordinary, can make them even more phenomenal. However, the way Alastor gained his power is a bit iffy. First, let's break down the power system in Hell. There are 3 main groups in Hell: the royalty, the hellborn, and the sinners. Sinners are supposed to be stationed in the middle, stronger than regular hellborns but weaker than royal classes. And sinners also have rankings amongst them: a normal soul, a contracted soul, and an overlord. Overlords are the most powerful sinners. They obtain immense power when they contract a huge number of souls, and the way to do it can differ from overlord to overlord, but overall, contracting souls takes a high level of skills and charisma. So when you see an overlord, you understand that they deserve the status they crafted for themselves. But Alastor doesn't deserve his title, because he cheated. He made a contract with Rosie when he was alive to be the strongest sinner in Hell, which made it easy for him to collect souls by abusing his powers, brute forcing his way to becoming an overlord. He didn't work hard, he just took the easy way out, and you can't admire him because of this. All of these confident and cool overlords, and then there is Alastor holding his mommy's hand. Oh my god, the second-hand embarrassment I got when I rewatched season 1 was too much. In every fucking episode, he keeps reiterating how strong and authentic he is. The audacity of this bitch. And he isn't that strong either. Adam defeated him without even trying, and Lucifer could easily annihilate him in the spot if it weren't for his restraints. Arguably, most of the demon royalty like the Sins and Goetia should be stronger than Alastor by a wide margin. He is only stronger than the other sinners, who aren't that powerful either. It feels like Rosie has scammed him into believing that being the strongest sinner actually means something in the has-been scaled system. But, he did free himself from her contract, so that's something, I guess. The main thing that makes an aura character irresistible is how unique their presentation on screen is, the way they can draw the audience's eyes to them every time they make an appearance. Judging Alastor based on style should take into account how well he is at establishing his aura to the audience. It can be done in numerous ways, such as design, role, influence, literally anything to make him stand out from the rest of the cast. Originality is crucial. If other characters share the same attributes as Alastor, he will end up being less special, and we don't want that. Alastor's design is the least unique part of him. He is basically the poster child of gypsy pop art style. The sharp teeth, the skinny twinkish figure, the color palette, you get it already. And his Overlord title doesn't make him special, as more than half of the Sinner cast is made up of Overlords who, mind you, actually embody it way better than Alastor. Alastor being a cannibal doesn't work either, because A, it's treated more like a joke than something you should take seriously, and B, he isn't the only one with this trait. Rosie, alongside an entire town of cannibals, are better at showing it. This leaves us with his one and only quirk that no other character has, being the radio demon. I don't think I have seen a radio type demon anywhere in fiction, so it's really cool to see a show incorporated all those 90s 20s features into his character. His voice sounding like it's being broadcasted from a radio, and his speech patterns resembling a host are all nice details that do make him stand out. But it's not Has-Been Hotel if it doesn't inevitably fuck up its own characters. Isn't that right, Fox? If there is a character that was created specifically to make Alastor as irrelevant as possible, it's this guy. Fox and Alastor are really similar characters. The entire difference between them is their color palettes, and that's it. They're similar in how they live their lives, their professions, their ego, their insecurities, and their obsession with control. And a lot of fans keep saying, yeah, that's the point, to show that they mirror each other. But what else is there to them aside from mirroring each other? What do we learn more about these characters? The show doesn't comment on this stuff. It gives them these interesting backgrounds that parallel yet contrast with each other, but never wants to get more in depth. I really don't get it. It's your show, writers. You establish everything. Why write it like this? I'm fine if you ignore the story's premise or if you ignore certain characters to favor other characters. But even your favorite characters aren't that interesting. The writers are so comfortable with just exploring the surface level and letting the fans do all the work in the fanfiction department. They write the most basic story that isn't even consistent, then pat each other on the back like they actually achieved something. Because of this level of writing, Alastor feels less like his own character and more like an accessory to Vox. We never learned anything substantial about his character in 2 seasons, and there isn't any investment or perspective from him. It's all about these characters he's related to. Vox's arc, Rosie's being the real powerful serious villain, Lucifer's whatever the fuck forced tension these two have. Why? What are these questionable decisions? No one is forcing you to make them, writers. Please. Please. Just like style, charisma is also about how Alastor is perceived, but this time by the other characters in the show instead of the audience. Thus the cast take him seriously, for the most part, yeah. And sometimes they overdo it a little too much. Too much, it becomes ridiculous. Oh no, it's the radio demon approaching me. I'd better violently shake and piss my pants. I don't know why I'm complaining, it's perfectly fine, but it's so funny, especially when the stronger characters dismiss the living shit out of him. It's just so extreme in both ends. And I believe this is a side effect of the writers failing to follow the show don't tell rule. They don't show Alastor acting competent and intimidating. They only use other characters to hammer in the point that he is competent and intimidating, so the viewers know that he is competent and intimidating. See how redundant that was? Confidence is the most crucial element of aura. The way a character holds themselves and always seem in control of the situation, no matter what opponent they're facing, is a statement of how far beyond they are from all other characters. Alastor is confident. This is his most consistent character trait, and sometimes he can get too invested in himself to a point that this confidence turns into narcissism. There is no humility to Alastor anymore. His down-to-earth nature vanished in the show. In every single scene, he tries to reinforce how powerful and edgy he is to everyone. Like, we get it. Why waste screen time rehearsing the same thing over and over? He keeps saying, oh yeah, I'm better than you, I'm stronger, I'm cooler, yeah, look at me. Aren't I cool? You're like an 80-year-old grandpa. What are you doing? Go back to your radio station. He acts like he's better than Vox and that Vox is an attention seeker, but Alastor is also an attention seeker. He is a massive hypocrite and is so insufferable to watch. You can't make me think a character is cool if they have such a fragile sense of self and only elevate themselves by putting others down. This isn't cool. Show Alastor is a pathetic character, and despite how fascinating his rivalry with Vox is, it won't matter in the end if the show never attempts to correct these flaws. He can still be a villain, but he can grow into a more sinister villain without having to carry on these pathetic traits. Maybe he can start believing in himself and stop using Rosies to get what he wants. And another point, Alastor never fits in with the conflict set up by the show. Like how in season 2 he's just there sitting in the cock chair. He always does that. He never learns. He always, before the conflict starts, goes around and looks at the screen and says, oh, look at me, I'm so smart, I'm 2 steps ahead. Then when the conflict happens, it's useless. He tries to be useful, he really does, but fails every single time. It's other characters who need to come in and save him. And even after the conflict is resolved, he goes back to his dark, mysterious corner and says, oh yeah, these fools, they fell right into my trap. They would never see what's coming. I'm 2 steps ahead. I like the confidence, Alastor. Go girl. You got this. Ta-da! We finished the test. Or more like Alastor finished it. Wherever. Let's see. The final result is... Oh. No. I don't know how to describe it without beating his character more than I already did, but... Oh, I know. Let's base it on what type of student Alastor would be if he attended school. You know, it's like matching with the theme of the video. Okay. The final score demonstrates Alastor to be a... nerd! Wait, hold on, please don't come after me, please. It really makes sense if you think about it. Alastor would be shredded to bits in a school environment. He's the type of nerd whose special interest makes his classmates think he's weird and pick on him because of this. So, to protect himself, he seeks out problematic students to help him in exchange for doing their homework. See, I told you it would make sense. I guess that's it then. Alastor had failed. After all this time working on this video, just to get disappointed like this. Kinda sucks, don't you think? No. No! I refuse to let it end like this. If Alastor failed to be the aura character of Hazbin Hotel, then another one shall be. I will test every single one of them until I find the chosen one. You hear me? Look, I'll even build an entire school to hold these fuckers. Let the first period commence. Even though Lucifer is considered to be the most powerful character in the show, he isn't eligible for the power test because his power isn't dictated by his agency, but more by the restraints put on him. He can't hurt sinners, but for some reason beyond me, he can hurt the angels. It makes him predictable. We already know a mile away if he can or cannot act in the situation, so when scenes like the one of him threatening Vox happen, it's just cringy to watch. This is a big no-no for aura characters. You need to be constantly on your toes when watching them. However, if you take into account other forms of power, such as political or intellectual powers, he doesn't have them either. He's so useless and stupid. He's such an embarrassment to the show. Seriously, why are we having a devil? Why are we having the king of hell, the fallen angel? If the show would explore these aspects about him, he isn't ruling hell. It was established in season 2 that Lilith is the one ruling over it. He isn't ruling over the other rings either. It's the sins that do that. He just stays in his room making rubber ducks. Okay, but why are you making rubber ducks? I understand the hyperfixation, I really do. But it can't be just that. You're just a devil in the name. You're like the trophy husband to Lilith. His sense of style is abysmal. It's just copying Charlie and Alastor's aesthetic without pulling them off. He only has the circus theme going for him, which isn't all that visually captivating. And his role in the story is just a glorified plot device that's hindering other characters' growth. Lucifer is a narrative parasite. Every single time the show uses him to solve a conflict or progress the story, another character has to be sidelined instead of just utilizing the character's already established abilities to move the plot, making them flatter by the end. He doesn't have any substantial connections to other characters aside from Lilith and Charlie, and even then, he doesn't really have that strong of a relationship with them. He and Charlie fight over the smallest things, and it really doesn't seem that Lilith cares about him that much or is as invested in the relationship as he is. Not a single character of the cast takes him seriously. Not even he takes himself seriously. After examining the results, I decided to make Lucifer a nerd too, but unlike Alastor, Lucifer is the type of nerd who's way over his head. He thinks he has the game to get with his crush and is so obsessed to sit on the popular kids table. And poor Alastor couldn't care less about this stuff, but he is stuck with him because he has no one else to hang around. So he gets roped into Lucifer's schemes to climb the social ladder. At first, I was going to give Boggs the same grades as Alastor, but after thinking about it, I'm gonna give him lower marks in all categories because 1. He's physically and intellectually less powerful than Alastor. 2. He's canonically a serial copycat who keeps stealing everyone's identity. 3. Everyone is dismissing his potential threat until it bites them in the ass. And finally, 4. He might be the most insecure character of the show. Another reason is that he and the other 2B members come as a full package, so they should get a role that unites them. And I think I know just the right one. It's theater kids. Not just any theater kids, but musical theater kids. And not just any musical theater kids, but the knockoff Glee Club from Community musical theater kids. If you know, you know.
Kick it! Hey, tiny dancer! Okay! Stop! Cease and desist.
Adam is the second strongest character in the show. He was also the Exorcist leader who commanded the extermination during the past 7 years, and aside from Lucifer, demons don't stand a chance against him, even their strongest. Quite a promising score, but his humiliating defeat in the final battle will get some marks deducted. Remember, Aura characters can't lose without a believable reason. For style, I think he deserves the full score. I mean, look at him. He's the first man, and an archangel, and the Exorcist commander, and the coolest rock star in the universe. Just a milkshake of motifs. Charisma is a bit questionable though. He is a legitimate threat, but most characters don't take him seriously or even show any positive perception of him. His existence keeps getting shafted to the side, both in life and death. But at least he thinks the world of himself. He oozes with confidence and charm in every step he takes. The most fitting role for this guy is the jock. Confident, athletic, popular with the ladies, but most importantly, he's a jerk. Get it? Jock, jerk. Okay. Not necessarily a bully, but he will take the opportunity to make fun of nerds for being loser, and by that all the time.
This is what you need.
Emily is a seraphim, and you know who seraphims are. The highest ranking angels in heaven. Unfortunately, she'll get a low score in style, because her personality and motive are just a copy-paste of Charlie, and Sarah pulls off the seraphim aesthetic way better than Emily. She is a charismatic character who can be exceedingly competent when she puts her mind to it, There are a lot of instances of character following her commands and ideas, no matter how stupid they are. The same as Adam, Emily is qualified for a popular role, one that brings joy and inspires other students to be more active. Yep, she's a cheerleader. She never had to work hard for her popularity. In fact, she doesn't even realize that she's popular. Her sunny personality and kind heart make her shine as a beacon of light. She naturally blends in with all groups, which make her fellow students admire her all the more. Well, most students. Since Abel is Adam's son and was promoted to take on the leadership role after him, he will get the same markings of power. Still, their similarities will hurt his sire score. It is the equivalent of a big brand changing its iconic artistic logo to a bland, lifeless one. Sorry, Abel, but Adam will always be the cooler one. His entire existence is a joke no one finds funny, and he was so close to getting a 0 in confidence, but his growing a pair to stop Lute during the finale raised his score to 20%. He should be the type of student to get some attention, but he's too busy with his basketball practice to get involved in any high school drama. This dude is in a separate TV show, a TV show about him being a sports fan ever since he was a little kid, and later decided he will join the basketball club to achieve his dream of becoming a pro, with the help of the jaded coach, who once was also as naively ambitious as her apprentice, but he helped rekindle the fire inside her. And blah blah blah, yada yada yada. After training montages and third act fake-offs, he ends up winning the Champion Cup. Good for you, Abel. This one is painful. Aura is the last thing that comes into your mind when thinking about Charlie. And where do I start really? She's the princess of hell, but it's meaningless to her people. She should be among the highest demons in the hierarchy, but her powers are rarely used thanks to her pacifism. She's pretty stylish though. A quirky Disney princess in a hellish setting is such an uncommon thing to happen. Well, at least in the Has-Been universe. Plus, no other character seems to hit the same beats she does, even when mimicking her core characteristics. Everyone deals with Charlie either like she's an idiot or a child. I swear to God, if they reuse the same plot point of Charlie needing to convince people to believe in her, I will scream. It's not funny anymore. The writers need to get creative with her. And for confidence... Okay, now with the final result. Considering Charlie's style and power levels, she should be part of a popular group, but not stand out all that much, as if she's nothing but a nameless minion to the Queen Bee, Lilith. Oh yeah, she's a real mean girl, I tell you. Lilith is the feminine dictator of the school, a master at making everyone feel inferior to her by using attractiveness and manipulation. She's the kind of girl who has the world at her feet. No matter what social dynamic, Lilith can effortlessly spin it to her liking. Her power, style, charisma, and confidence are off the charts. Guys, I think this might be it. Lilith has Hello? Yeah, what's up? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Oh. Okay, I'll work on it. I just received news that Lilith has been absent for the past 2 semesters. So...
What you need. Proceed, 'cause this is what you need. You don't stop, you don't stop, you don't stop, you don't stop.
Although Vaggie being a rogue exorcist exiled from heaven for defying orders is such a neat concept, her power level is still too low compared to most characters, and I can't say she's doing well at charisma. Once again, no one cares that she used to be an exorcist. Even Adam didn't show any resentment towards her for betraying him. Generally speaking, Vaggie isn't dynamic. She lacks substance to be a standalone character, and by reducing her to Charlie's extension, she can't bounce off of anyone else or captivate other characters. And again, because she believes the only way to be useful is to serve Charlie, Her confidence score is critically low. No surprise, Vaggie is goth. She's gloomy and dark, often fixated on tragedies in her spare time, content with just sitting in the back of the class while listening to Evanescence unironically. She hates everything because she believes life is meaningless, and whoever finds the bright side of it is just a delusional idiot. But, deep down, she admires a certain someone for it.
What you need. Everything else, proceed, 'cause this is what you need. Everything else.
Lute will get the same marks as Vaggie in power, style, and confidence, but will get significantly higher scores in charisma. I think it's because Adam's absence in season 2 allowed her to shine more as her own character. Her interactions with the cast are very entertaining to watch. She's amazing at aggravating other characters, especially the quirky, nice ones, without even realizing it. It's like she has a hidden talent in rage baiting. Lute is the cool girl, the girl you fell in love with at first sight. She's ordinary yet special. Unlike the other girls, she is somehow prettier without needing makeup. She is smart, she's an introvert who can mesh well with anyone. So of course she'll be a magnet for love interests. It doesn't matter who, they will fall in love with her. Dark romance, wholesome romance, and anything in between. All is possible when it comes to Lute. And soon, the love triangle will escalate to a battlefield. Brace yourself, soldier. Since they are both overlords owned by Alastor, they'll get the same power score with minor differences in the rest of the categories. Husk and Nifty are peculiar students who aren't part of any specific clique. They're almost like wildcards that don't fit into the school's social hierarchy. Husk is the class clown, and his biggest mission in life is to pull the best prank ever. Getting detention is a price he's willing to pay to make his classmates laugh. On the other hand, Nifty is the foreign exchange student. At first, students will swarm her due to their curiosity, but eventually lose interest and end up treating her as the weird kid, because she's weird. Morning, students! I hope you studied for the quiz. It's gonna... What? Oh, Husk. Did you plan this whoopee cushion? Maybe. Oh, you. Nifty. Did you get me an apple? Oh, that's so nice of you. You see, students, that's the kind of example you should follow. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, I'm starting to get tired, so let's speed it up. Carmela and Zestiel will get authoritarian roles, ensuring order and organizing events, with Carmela as the hall monitor and Zestiel as the class president. However, they will be labeled as the buzzkills by most students. The hotel singers, like Angel Dust and Cherry Bomb, will be regular background students, and if you're wondering where their drawings are, don't worry, they're in this picture somewhere. Trust! Serpentius is the protagonist's clone who isekai to another dimension and tries to find his way back home. Phew! That took longer than I thought. And still, after going through all the characters, I haven't found the distant one. Could it be that Hasbin Hotel never had aura in the first place? And were all those flashy fight scenes and cool moments used to trick us into thinking there was an aura character? How come there is a massive colorful cast and all of them are frauds? It's no use fighting it anymore. I just have to accept it. Hasbin Hotel doesn't have. Huh? Oh my. Of course. How couldn't I see it before? It's Rosie, the bad girl. She's the student no one wants to mess with. Usually, she doesn't harass the weaklings, but she will finish a fight if you get in her way. Always skips school and doesn't answer her tests, not because she's an idiot. No. She is a genius, but she's too edgy to be a normal student. Most of the time, you'll find her running away from the cops. Despite her dangerous presence, most students find themselves attracted to her and the exciting risks she brings wherever she goes. And did I forget to mention she has a motorcycle?
Get off my property, thugs bunny!
Bun Bun!
I'll come back for you.
In the show, Rosie never needed to reassure herself. She was so confident in influencing the story with her small appearances. Her calculated, sweet demeanor lured everyone into becoming her puppets. She's always in full control, no matter how the situation escalates. Her aura is exceptionally powerful. Not even the score chart can handle it. This indicates that Rosie not only suppresses all the characters in the show, but certainly she is on the same level as pilot Alastor. It's decided, for real this time, Rosie has passed. Oh my god. Finally, I'm done. It took me ages to get it done, and I can't feel my hands, I can't feel my voice, I can't feel anything. I'm tired. Oh yeah, and I think I need to say, please don't take whatever harsh things I said about these characters seriously. Believe me, I deeply love every one of them, but I tend to be overly harsh when discussing my favorite characters. In the end, it's just dumb fun. Like, I'm sure there were tons of inconsistencies in how I graded the cast, but the thing is, I already assigned these roles to them, then tried to find a way to explain it. And hey, if you have better role ideas or another grading system, please let me know in the comments. At first, this video was supposed to be a normal critique about Alastor, but then I got my first drawing tablet and decided to draw the cast, and I don't know why, but I started drawing them as high schoolers for some reason. So then I thought to myself, it would be fun to use it in the video, like some kind of role play. So I ended up scrapping the original video and restarted with this new idea from scratch. I'm glad I did this. I had so much fun working on it, and I actually plan to be more than just a critical channel. There are a lot of plans and ideas I'm working on, so if you enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe to let me know you're interested in seeing more of my content. And yeah, I think that's it. Have a nice day, and bye bye.